Hi all, Cynthia here, back doing a 12 by 12 layout with the bits that are left from my August kit. This is the kit that I received from the Wild Hair Kits as a design team. So this was my very first kit, and this is pretty much the last layout that I may do with this kit. I may do one more traveller's notebook, we shall see. Initially thought I would use the 3 photos that I have there, so this square one and then the 2 3x4 off to the right. But once I laid this square one down on top of this grid, let's call it a grid paper, and the soft tones work so well with it, I really didn't want to bring in that blue from the other 2 photos, so I decided just to go with this photo, and I'm going to use this paper from Pink Fresh Studio BU collection as the main focal paper. Haven't quite got enough squares to be able to make a full grid, and I couldn't make all these work, so you'll see I try a few different ways to make it work, and at the time I didn't really like any of them, and I really struggled to get a design that I thought went well. I bring in the hearts here, and I think I might use some of these. In the kit is a yellow acrylic ampersand, and I really want to use that, so I'm trying to bring in a little bit of yellow so that heart down the bottom has some yellow in it, and then I'm going to see how else I can bring in some yellow. First off, I mount my photo on just a piece of paper, a 6x6 piece of paper that come in the kit. Once again, it just has it has a light grid on it, and it's from the Pink Fresh Studio collection. There's the ampersand that I spoke about, and I'm trying to figure out how I can get 3 lots of hearts in. So that top row of hearts, it's not a full heart. It's only, I've trimmed the top off at some stage. So I'm thinking, well, if I laid that underneath the grid and just show a little bit of it poking out, and I do the same with the ones down the bottom, it will work together. But that is not how it stays in the end. I changed it up a little bit. I want to double mount my photo, and I chose to use this piece of paper here, and I picked a spot on the paper where it has the most yellow. So there's a little glimpse of yellow poking out on pretty much all sides of the photo. So just to be able to continue on that, bringing that yellow throughout the page. Think that I will trim down this paper here, these grids, and maybe not make them go all the way across the page, but just have a vertical strip down the middle. But one is just that little bit wider than the other, so I attempt to trim off just a slither, and no, I should know my trimmer doesn't like to do that, so end up having to use my scissors. Still shuffling paper around. I do a lot of shuffling of paper on this layout. I really did struggle to get the feel right for what I was looking for. Thinking I'll use 2 strips of heart, a strip up the bottom, strip down the top. Maybe could have worked, but it's not what I go with. No, that's not what I go with either. So I really do really struggle. Shuffle everything around for a while. Off they go again. I know I want to use these. These 2 strips of paper with the little squares on it are a definite. They are going on. They're staying on. It's just what else I use. I put these 2 pieces of paper, and that probably could have worked. And then I bring the hearts back in, and it gets too busy. So I throw the page Evan paper away and think, no, that's not going to work, it's too busy. Nope, off that goes. And about there I'm thinking, okay, I'll give up on this. I'm going to grab my title. I want to use the Go Explore chipboard from the Crepe Paper chipboard set that I have there, and I bring in my acrylic piece that I want to use, my acrylic ampersand. and I see how I can make this title work. So what I do with the chipboard pieces, I just peel the sticky piece off the back. That way I can shuffle them around on the page and get a design without worrying that they're going to stick to everything. And like everything else that was on this page, I shuffle. The title goes here, the title goes there, the title goes everywhere. Well, it's here and there, which is the name of the collection that the title comes from, so it's probably appropriate. Pulled off the globe there from that chipboard and going back to see what else I can use. What else do I pull off here? Just a little piece of chipboard that says I love this place, and this piece here that says beach or pool, and we're at the beach and the arrow's facing the right way, so I thought I would use that. It doesn't stay there. I do shift it to a different place, and in the end you'll see that it doesn't make it, but it does give me an idea of something else to do down the track. Thought that I might be able to use the globe as an O, either in Explore or Go, but that didn't quite work either. Swapped out the top strip of hearts for this one, which does have the yellow on. And at this point I figure I can't make the ampersand work, so that goes off the page. Oh, I tell you, this one was crazy. The layout took me an hour and 10, just short of an hour of 10, which is actually still quite quick for me. But I really did feel like I did a lot of just shuffling around compared to what I normally do. And as you keep going, you'll see that the ampersand does make it back on the page. It does make it there in the end. I'm determined that I'm going to use it. When I unboxed the kit, when I first received it and did the unboxing video, which I shall add a link to around about here or below, it was the first thing I was so excited about using. Well, it probably wasn't the first thing, but I saw it and was excited about using it. And here it is, the last layout, or maybe my second last layout from this kit, and I still haven't managed to get on the page, so I'm determined that it's going to go on the page. So the photos here are of our son, and that's him in the background giving the peace symbol. And on our holidays up to Queensland, where we went and spent some time with my stepdaughter, that's her on the right, and her new partner. Edward, our son, has always had a really good relationship with Carly. Even though we don't see her too often, we see her maybe once, maybe twice a year. But they've always had a really good relationship. So yes, when we was up there, Mum was certainly on the outer, and it was Big Poss this and Big Poss that and Hayden this and Hayden that. So well, I thought we'd go off exploring, but no, he wanted to go off with Carly and Hayden, which is, wonderful. Absolutely awesome. I love the fact they have such a really good relationship. And that's what the photo's about. This is what this journaling's about. Went back to the chipboard sheet. I was actually looking to see whether there's anything yellow on there where I could bring a pop of yellow down here. Didn't have yellow, but it did have this little frame that I thought I would use, so I pulled that off. And then, of course, the top of that frame is glittery looking. I pull off this arrow, which has the same glitter look to it, and add it over there. When I add a frame to the page, I thought I would use this washi tape around all four sides, but I didn't like that at the time, and it's another one of those things that I could have actually probably make work. But in the end, I only put it on the top and bottom. I cut away so you don't see me sticking everything down, but I've stuck the papers down and come back. And what you saw me do, I just touched it there, that bright green pool and beach chipboard piece. I felt like it was too bright or dark, or the colour didn't go quite well with this layout. So but I actually liked the depth that it gave on top of that square. So I've cut out one of the other squares and have sat it up there, the one that says I love you, and I thought that worked quite well. And if I haven't already, I matte that up on some chipboard. And it's the same with the Explore. Because the Explore sits on top of the ampersand, it needed to have a lot of dimension behind it to make it level. So I've backed that up too, which looks pretty good. Put my journaling down just about how I love the relationship they have. I come back in, do a couple of little bits of stamp. I love this date stamp, or not date stamp, this roller stamp. It's a Heidi Swap, Amy Tangerine, I don't know, can't remember, one of them, there it is, can't remember. And then I add the date, and that's pretty much it. Some lovely close-up photos at the end, so stay tuned and have a look at those. If you enjoyed this process, the video, let me know. Let me know whether or not you enjoy a grid design. I really struggle with grids. Always have troubles with them. It's not my go-to. What is your go-to design? Anyway, as I said, leave me a comment, give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time, everyone have a lovely day, a lovely week, or a lovely month, and I will talk to you on the next video. Until then, bye.